All right, so we're looking at this souvenir shop selling 200 coffee mugs for $6 each. But they estimate he wants to increase the price of these coffee mugs. He wants it to go up. And he estimates that if he does start charging more, then they'll start buying less. Does that make sense? Okay? You can't go on forever just charging more and more money. All right? Eventually, people will quit buying stuff, right? Because it's too much. So let's look at this. First off, 200 coffee mugs each month for $6. What does that tell me? Do you know how much money he's making? $1,200. Now, I didn't give you a formula. You knew that deep down in your gut. You knew that the money was going to be the mugs times the price, right? That looks like subtract. It's supposed to be times. All right? You knew that. Right from the get-go, you knew that. I didn't have to tell you that. So right now, he's making $1,200, okay? But he wants that to change. He wants to start increasing that money. So I'm just going to come over here and make a little bitty table just to play for a minute, and then I'll probably erase it. So let's talk about mugs versus price. Okay? Right now, he's got 200 mugs, and he's selling them for $6. Everybody agree? Okay. What does he want to do with the price?
Increase it.
He wants it to go up. So he wants it to go up to $6.50. If it goes up to $6.50, how many mugs does he sell? 190, because if the price goes up, the number he sells goes down. So now he's only selling 190. Did he make more money or less money? Don't give me probably. Give me exactly. Plug it in your calculator. Run through it. What is it? 650 times 190.
Makes $35.
He makes more, doesn't he? And you said by $35? Okay, so he does make more. Well, if he can increase it by 50 cents, what if he does it again? What if he increases it to $7? How many mugs would he sell then? It'd only be 180. That's going down. Every time he ups the price, the amount of mugs he sells goes down, right?
$60 more than the original.
So he's still making more money?
A lot.
Okay. You said it was 60 more. How much was it more? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. How much more was it compared to the 650? 25. Oh, that's interesting. Okay? Because originally he changed the price and it went up by 35. He changed it again by the same amount, but it didn't go up by 35 again, did it? It only went up 25. Let's do that one more time. What if he does 750? That's only 170 mugs, right? Is he still making more money?
Yeah.
Well, that's good for him.
Which this is actually because he's selling less mugs, so that's less mugs he has to buy. So, like, truthfully, he's saving money.
He's already gone through all of that. He understands that $6 is what he's going to recover his cost for and make money. So I know what you're saying. There's some details in there, but he's already accounted for all of that stuff. All right. How much was that? Is it more, you said? Okay. How much more is it compared to the 7? 15. All right. So this is interesting to me. Okay. I'll get rid of this in a minute. But you said that the rate of change here, he made $35 more here. But here he only made $25 more. And here he only made $15 more. Is that a constant rate of change? No, it's not. If it were a constant rate of change, what would it look like?
It'd be like 35 each.
It'd be 35 every single time. That would be a line. Okay? And that means he could charge whatever he wanted to, and he would always make more money, right? But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. Instead, what's happening is he made $35 more the first time, and then it was only $25, so it changed a little, and then it was only $15 more. What's it going to do eventually? Eventually, it's going to level out, and do you think anything else? It'll start losing money, and what do you think the graph's going to look like? A parabola. This is a quadratic. Do you see an x squared anywhere in the problem? No, but it's there, and we got to go find it. This is a quadratic problem, okay? What we're going to do is, instead of just making a table, which is basically just guessing and checking, all right, But the table helped me to establish a pattern. So now let's kind of think about ... Let's use some algebra. Let's talk to me about the price. Start with the price. What is he doing with the price? The price started at 6, and what's he doing to it? He's raising it 50 cents every single time. Oh, I didn't leave myself enough room. Every single time he raises it 50 cents. So there's an X in there. Okay? His price is 6 plus 50 cents times X. Now keep that in mind as we talk about the mugs. Where did the mugs start off? 200. But what's happening to them? They go down 10. How often? X every single time. So every single time that this X right here goes up 50 cents, it makes this X go down 10 customers, doesn't it? So if he goes up 2 sets of 50 cents, then he loses 2 sets of customers. If it goes down 3 sets of 50 cents, it goes up 3 cents of 50 cents, he loses 3 sets of customers, right? All right, so that's what we've got to look at. Well, look, that's the mugs. That's the price. Over here, didn't you tell me you knew how to find how much money he'd make? So that's what we've got. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write this out. 200 minus 10x times 6 plus 50 cents x is going to give me my money. What would be your instincts as soon as you saw those two parentheses? Foil it out. That's why we did that this morning. So we're going to foil that. And we're going to get, let's see, 200 times, that's 1,200. Y'all are going to have to catch me if I make an arithmetic mistake here. 1,200, let's see, 200 times 0.5. Half of 200 is 100, so that's 100x. Negative 10 times 6, negative 60x. And negative 10 times 0.5, in other words, half of negative 10. Negative 5x squared, right? Got some like terms in the middle. So my money is going to be equal to his money, 1,200 plus 40x minus 5x squared. Is it quadratic?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, do you guys got any questions on this table? Because I got to get rid of it. It's taking up space. All right. I could graph that table. I really could. I could go through and graph that table. But I want to look at this a different way. So I'm going to get rid of this table. That table, I was just using that table basically as scratch paper just to try to kind of figure out the pattern. Try to figure out, hey, do I understand what's going on? There's got to be a better way of erasing. All right. Well, let's talk now. I know I've got a quadratic now. It's asking me in that question something about maximum. Which way does this particular quadratic face?
Down.
It is right there. That's the A, right? So I know that it's upside down. So I know that there is a maximum, right? And where does that maximum happen? On the axis of symmetry. So I need the axis of symmetry, don't I? So let's do the axis of symmetry. I think I got room over here. For the axis is negative b over 2a. So fill in the blanks for me. Negative b, what's my b? 40, so it's negative 40 over 2 times negative 5, because it is out of order, right? And that is negative 10. Negative 40 divided by negative 10 is positive 4. So what does that 4 mean?
That's the axis of symmetry.
It is the axis of symmetry. What's it mean in context of the problem? Is it 4 coffee mugs? Is it $4? Is it 4 increases? I mean, what does the 4 represent?
That's where it goes up and down.
Okay, I agree with you that it's the x. Up here we established it as the x. But remember, this x right here, when we had it in the table, when we figured out this little pattern, 6 plus 50 cents times x, what was the x? It's 50 cents every price increase, right? So this means there's 4 price increases. It doesn't actually tell me the answer. It just tells me how many times I have to increase the price to maximize this.
I said $8.
So that's going to be, you said $8. Yeah, you're right. How'd you get the 8?
These, the 4 price increases of 50 cents, that's $2.
Exactly. The 4 price increases of 50 cents each changes the 6 to the other. In other words, you could plug it back in to this price right here and say 6 plus 0.5x, or 0.5 times 4. But if you understand what you're talking about, it's the same thing. It's going to be $8, right? So it's $8 a mug now. $8 price. Okay? So I've got an $8 price for my mug. So that answers this question here. How much should he charge? Oh, that's an ugly color. All right. It'll be $8, right? Okay. But it doesn't answer all my questions. The second question, what is the maximum monthly income he can expect? Well, he now knows how much he's charging for his mugs, right? How much? $8.
160 customers.
Okay. Why is it only 160 customers?
Minus 40.
Because it went down. So you can remember that, or you could plug it into that other binomial right here. That tells you how many mugs there were, right? So we got 200 minus 10 times 4 price increases, which does take it down to 160.
Make it 12.80.
So how do you figure out his price? This times that. So you got 160 times $8 a mug. What'd you say it was?
12.80.
$1,280. $1,280. All right. And I believe that's going to be the end of that. Gotta work on my colors. All right. Do you guys see what's going on? All right. There's a lot with that. Okay, so on 11 it says the store rents 1,400 videos for $225 per video. The owner estimates that they will rent 100 fewer videos for every 25-cent increase in price. And then they ask what price will be the maximum, will maximize the income. Okay? So that's what we're looking at. So this is very similar to the last problem. I could make a table, we could kind of figure it out, but let's remember what you told me intuitively on the last one, is you told me that the price would be equal to what?
X.
Well, okay, a little confusing. How would you find the price? How would you find how much money you're making? You multiply how many you have and how many you rented, right? So that's going to be 1,400 videos times 225. So it's going to be videos times the price of the video. You know, I think I used the word price earlier. I should have said profit is what I should have said. All right. So you told me intuitively that that's how you know you're going to figure it out. Let's talk about the price of this thing. What's the original price? $225, but it's not going to stay $225, is it? It's going to go up, so that's a plus. How much? 25 cents every time until we figure out where it balances out. Now, every single time this thing goes up 25 cents, what happens to the video? They go down. How much? They go down by 100. So what did we start with? 1,400? So we started with 1,400, and they're going to go down by 100 every single time. So these are going down every time these are going up. Okay? So intuitively, we multiply. This one's a little uglier. Help me out with this. What's 1,400 times 225? 2150? 31. Thank you. 3150. I need 25 cents, 0.25 times 1,400. 350, so that's plus 350 x, and then minus 100 times 2.25, that should be minus 225, right? Just move the decimal. And then finally, you've got 100, negative 100 times 0.25 is that 25? Should be minus 25x squared, right?
I would look for the maximum.
I think that's what they asked us for. What price? They asked us for what price will give us the maximum. So I don't actually need the maximum. I just need to know what price will give it to me. I got like terms. I need to finish cleaning this up. Like terms here, right? So this price is going to be $31.50. Let's see. What does that give me? 125. So plus 125 x minus 25x squared. You see your A, your B, and your C? Okay.
Or use the maximum.
All right, so we need to find the maximum, which means we need to find the vertex, which means we need to find the axis of symmetry. All of those have everything to do with each other. So I need to start with that axis of symmetry. That's going to be, what's the formula? X equals over 2a. Good. So I got uglier numbers here, but that's all right. It gives me negative 125 over 2 times a is negative 25. Clean that up for me, please.
2.5.
Positive 2.5? All right, and just double check that. All right. So what does that 2.5 mean, that 2.5? It's 2.5 what? It's 2.5 mugs? Or we're not doing mugs. What are we doing? Videos? Is it 2.5 videos?
Yeah.
$2.5? What is it?
$2.5 price.
$2.5
per video.
$2.5 per video? But I thought he was only going up by a quarter. It's what we got to remember is back up here. This was $2.25 plus 25 cents every. It's not every video.
Every rent?
It's every price increase. Every time I go up by 25 cents, I go down by 100 videos. So this is a price increase that makes the videos go down, the video rentals. So this 2.5 is my price increases. There's 2.5 price increases. Okay. Well, if I go up 2.5 price increases, what will be my maximum price?
$4.75.
Okay, and where'd you get that from?
You added 2.5 to 2.25. I guess.
Okay, I see where you're going, but remember, this is price increases. This is how many times I'm going to go up by a quarter. If I go up by a quarter one time, right here, if I go up by a quarter one time, that'd be a price increase. It'd go up to $2.50. If I went up 2 times, it'd go up to $2.75. If I went up 3 times, it'd go up to $3. But it's somewhere between there, right?
Yes.
All right. So I need to kind of put that into this, don't I? So I didn't mean to use that marker. So I need to do, let's see, 225 plus 25, and I ran out of room, times 2.5. So this right here tells me I'm going to do 80 something. What is that? It's 0.25 times 2.5. Okay, and then add it to the 2 point. So the final is 2.875. Well, wait a second. This is money. I can't leave it like that. 2.88, $2.88. So the original question said, what price should they charge? Well, it'll be $2.88. Did they ask me for what the maximum profit is?
No.
Okay, they didn't. So I'm actually done for this problem. But if they did ask me, what would I do to find the maximum profit? I could do the 2.25 right here and find out how many videos I'm going to rent, right? And then multiply that times $2.88 each. Or I could just go back to the original one, maybe this one, and plug in the 2.5. And then that'll give me the final answer as well. But that's what we're looking to do.